Good morning to all. In today's session, we are going to start with CSIR NET GRF Chemical Science, December 2016, Part C, Series 2, right? So in today's session, we are going to discuss about 10 questions of this question paper. So earlier we completed entire June 2016 question paper, 2017, 18, 19, 20, all 2 sessions of June and December have been completed, and they are available on the channel called World of Competitive Chemistry, right? So this kind of previous year question paper will very much helpful for your competitive exam preparation and any entrance examinations. Let us discuss about today's topic. Here, the series 2 we are going to discuss. In series 2, we are going to continue with question number 81 to question number 90. These are going to be covered in today's session. Let us start question number 81 from the following transformation. Epoxidation of alkene, diol dehydrase reaction, right? So we started question number 81 from the following transformation. Epoxidation of alkene, diol dehydrase reaction, conversion of ribonucleotide into deoxyribonucleotide, 1,2 carbon shift in the organic substrates. These promoted by coenzyme B12R. Okay, so what kind of reactions are promoted by coenzyme B12 we have to predict. Okay, so let us see what are the activities of coenzyme B12. From that we can consolidate which are the correct statements. Okay, so coenzyme B12 is mainly used for the reduction of this hydroxy compound into CH2 functional group, right? So coenzyme B12 available within the human organisms, and this will facilitate so many biochemical reactions, being it is the enzyme having the property of catalyst to convert the CHOH into CH2. It is the reductive property, and the reduction of the ribonucleic acid into deoxyribonucleic acid. Ribonucleic acid denotes what? It is called RNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid is nothing but DNA. So this what coenzyme vitamin B12 used to convert RNA into DNA by the process called reduction. Again, it used to reduce cobalt +2 into cobalt +1 by gaining one of the electron, and it is also used to treat with ATP, adenosine triphosphate. In our body, the energy packets are called ATP. So these get alkylated in the presence of coenzyme vitamin B12, right? So it participate in 1,2 carbon shift kind of reactions also, right? So from first to second carbon shifting of reactions, that kind of rearrangements also facilitated by this coenzyme B12. So these are the main functions of coenzyme B12. Let us see what are applicable here. Epoxidation is not applicable. Diol dehydrase reactions are possible. Conversion of ribonucleic acid into deoxyribonucleic acid is also possible. 1,2 carbon shift reactions also possible. Option number B, C, D are the correct functions of coenzyme B12. That's the reason why for question number 81, option number 2 is the correct answer. Let us move on to question number 82. So this is the kind of match the following. Metallothioneins. When thioneins were taken, thioneins obviously contain cysteine. So cysteine also sulfur containing amino acid. Metallothionein nothing but sulfur containing compound, right? So they are rich in cysteine compound. Plastocyanins. What is the use of plastocyanin? We have to predict. Plastocyanin, whether it participates in cis palladium ministry taken by Cl2, electron transfer, iron transport, iron storage, carboplatin, we have to predict. Next is about ferritin. Ferritin is the material present in the living organisms which used to store the iron. Whenever any person subjected to blood test, hemoglobin percentage is calculated. So hemoglobin percentage can be calculated based on the ferritin content. This ferritin will be checked for the blood test, right? So where iron storage is possible, based on this only we can measure iron content present in the human organisms, right? So ferritin, iron storage, chemotherapy. For which purpose chemotherapy can be used? For the treatment of cancer, right? So for anti-tumor, so tumor treatment, we are performing chemotherapy. So in this chemotherapy, we will commonly use cisplatin, otherwise carboplatin is also employed. Here, chemotherapy is a carboplatin. Then metallothionein is the cysteine-rich protein. Plastocyanin will be electron transfer. Plastocyanin used for electron transfer. Ferritin is used for iron storage. This only predicted for blood test. So hemoglobin percentage in the human being by blood test, it can be tested for this ferritin content. Carboplatin. Let us see in detail. Metallothioneins are the family of cysteine-rich compound. So metallothioneins are cysteine-rich compound. Cysteine is one kind of amino acid. Here in our body, two types of amino acids are available. One is called essential, second is called non-essential. Essential, nothing but which are not present in our body, we have to take through the diet. And some other amino acids which synthesized in the body are called non-essential, because within the human body, they can be synthesized. So in that manner, here cysteine is one kind of amino acid. So where we have sulfur-rich amino acid it is, and whose molecular weight is low molecular weight protein it is, and ranges from 500 to 14,000, right? So it is localized to the membrane Golgi apparatus. It will be bounded to Golgi apparatus. Okay, so in this way, cysteine-rich protein is a metallothionein. And second is about plastocyanin. Plastocyanin is a copper-containing protein. It is also polypeptide linkage compound called protein that mediates electron transfer. Main purpose of plastocyanin, especially they are found in plant species. So here only it is very clearly mentioned. Plastocyanin is majorly used for photosynthesis, photosystem 2, especially in the photosystem 2 electron transfer kind of reactions. We can find these plastocyanins. It is a kind of copper containing protein. And next is about ferritin. Ferritin is a blood protein where iron storage is possible, and this ferritin test helps to help doctor to understand how much your body iron storage, right? And next is about carboplatin. Carboplatin is the chemical treatment for the cancer, which is known as a chemotherapy, right? So here metallothioneins are cytosine rich. So A with 2 provided in all three options of 1, 2, 3. Plastocyanin is especially found in plant, and electron transfer is the main purpose of this one. B with 3 is the correct one. In all three options 1, 2, 3, B with 3 is given. Ferritin iron storage, iron transport hemoglobin, right? Ferritin iron storage, right? C with 3 given only in option number 1 and 3. Chemotherapy carboplatin only given in option number only given in the option number 3. So option number 3 is the correct answer. For question number 82, option number 3 is the correct answer. Chemotherapy carboplatin is the correct answer, right? So this is a way of mapping all these. This is a part of bio-inorganic chemistry. Let us move on to question number. This is the structure of carboplatin, where we have platinum, 2 amino groups are there, and here we have another moiety of ester, diester it is, where carbon is there. Hence we can say it is a carboplatin. It is the better chemotherapy agent for the treatment of cancer, right? So let's move on to question number 83. For OH minus catalyzed SN1 conjugate base mechanism, cobalt NH3 taken by Cl whole di positive, the species obtained in the first step of the reaction are, okay, what we are going to do, we are going to take the starting material, that is a cobalt pentamine chloro dipositive complex. This compound is subjected to SN1 conjugate. So SN1CB mechanism will be performed on this with what? OH minus ion. Then what will be the intermediate we have to predict, right? Let us see. Cobalt NH3 taken by Cl whole plus 2 when treated with OH minus. When OH minus is treated, what happens? Here we have 5 amino functional groups. So all amino groups are neutral and monodentate ligands. Now what happens? So in SN1CB mechanism, it will generate conjugate base. What is meant by conjugate acid base pair? Conjugate stands for starting material to intermediate, only one hydrogen difference is there. That kind of compounds are said to be conjugate acid base pairs. Here we have NH3 taken 5. From this, only one hydrogen can be removed by this OH minus so that it turned into water. And here, all 5 amino NH3 ammonia groups are there. From that, one of the NH3 group turned into NH2, right? NH2 functional group is obtained. So that here you can find one hydrogen deficiency. So in between these two compounds, only one hydrogen deficiency is there. That's why this kind of relation is called conjugate acid base. Conjugate stands for only one hydrogen difference. That is taken by OH minus, so that here water is generated as the byproduct. And here the intermediate is NH2 containing 1. So remaining chloro will not be eliminated. Nothing is there. So that is provided in option number 2. So for question number 83, option number 2 is the correct answer. Next is about 84. Again, it is the match the following question where heme 1 is given. When heme 1 taken, what is the correct match? And second is about water splitting enzyme. Third is about manganese hexa aquo complex was given. Chromium hexa aquo complex was given. So with these complexes, what are the suitable matching we have to predict? For that purpose, let us go one by one. When heme A was taken, this is a structure of heme where central iron is in +2 state, and 4, what we can say, this peripherin rings are present around the central iron metal, and it is composed of all polar functional group like carboxylic acids are there, and a long chain carbon is also present on the one end, right? So this is about the structure of heme A. So this is intense blood red color compound. So it only impart, this heme only impart. Here we have hemoglobin is composed of one inorganic material, another organic material. Heme is the inorganic, that is iron containing material. Globin is the protein material, globular protein will be there, right? Heme is the main pigment which impart the color. That color is mainly due to pi to pi star transition, right? Iron participate in pi to pi star transition, so that intense blood red color is appeared for the blood. So this is the main cause for color, and the transition possibly is pi to pi star transition. And next is about water splitting enzyme. Second component given within the problem, water splitting enzyme. Water splitting enzyme is oxo-bridged Mn4 cluster, right? So here 4 manganese metals are there in between, oxygen atoms are forming a bridged structure, right? So this is mainly useful in the photosystem too. Again, it is possible in what plant materials only. So manganese is a very essential material for photosystem too, and that used to split the water, right? So this is a structure where we have manganese 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 manganese atoms, all are existing in +4 oxidation state, and one of the calcium metal is also there. In between, all the metals are bridged, all the metals are combined by the bridged oxygen atoms. So this is the structure of the compound, that is Mn4 oxo-bridged cluster structure, and it is the enzyme used for water splitting, and especially found in the plant materials, and it is very essential in photosystem too. By this photosystem too, only photosynthesis get carried in the plants, and they used to store the energy in the form of ATP by the process called photosynthesis. So this is the second one. And third is about the hexaco manganese +2 complex, right? MnH2O taken 6+2 complex was taken, and when spin selection rule was considered, spin selection delta S should exactly is equal to 0. Now it will become allowed. Delta S is non-zero, then we can say it is not allowed. So there is certain guidelines for allowed and non-allowed kind of transitions in transition metals. If delta S is equal to 0, what we can say, it is allowed kind of transition. Delta is non-zero, not allowed. Laporte, if we consider Laporte, if it is Laporte not is equal to 0, then it is allowed. So reverse to spin. Laporte I is equal to 0, then we can say it is not allowed. So for manganese +2, spin is not is equal to 0. Spin is not is equal to 0 means what? This kind of transition is not allowed. And Laporte delta L also is equal to 0. Delta L is equal to 0 indicates what? Again, it is a kind of not allowed kind of transition. Hence, in case of manganese, both the selection rules are violated. What selection rules? One is the spin selection rule, second is Laporte selection rule. Spin selection rule required is delta S is equal to 0. Laporte selection rule is Laporte non is equal to 0. But in both the cases, we find the inverse with respect to selection rule. That's why here it is as well as Laporte forbidden kind of transition observed in manganese. Hence, DD transition is completely forbidden in case of manganese complex. Let us go with the third one. Fourth one given chromium H2O taken 6 whole plus 2, right? So chromium hexaquo plus 2 complex was given. When chromium hexaquo plus 2 was given, there is a kind of D4 system. D4 system, being it is the high spin complex, means weak field ligand is their high spin complex. How can we distribute all these electrons? D4 system 1, 2, 3. Fourth electron enters into EG rather than staying here. Being it is octahedral, the splitting will be T2G will be lower, EG will be higher energy, right? And among 4 electrons, 3 resides in T2G. One of the electron enters into EG orbital, right? One of the electron enters into EG orbital, so that T2G is symmetrical, but EG is unsymmetrical. Being EG unsymmetrical, we can say there is a possibility of Jahn-Teller distortion. This is a kind of Jahn-Teller distortion, and there is a possibility of compression. Axial ligands get compressed. So in general, octahedral, if a non-distorted octahedral complex was taken, what happens? All 6 bonds around the chromium will be in the equidistant. Octahedral PR will be, even they are equatorial or axial, what happens? Bond distance will be equal. But when Jahn-Teller distortion is observed, there are 2 types of possibilities. One is axial bonds get elongated, called axial elongation. Otherwise, axial bonds get compressed, called axial compression. But in case of this, being it is the EG unsymmetrical, there is a possibility of axial compression. Axial bonds get concised. Their distance will be reduced, right? So these are the possibilities. Let us see which will be mapped with which one. Heme A, there is a possibility of predominantly pi to pi star electronic transition, so that intense color will be appeared. So 1 with mapped with 3. Water splitting enzyme with oxobridged manganese 4 cluster. Just we saw the structure, and it is oxobridged Mn plus 4 cluster is very important. And the next is about manganese H2O taken 6 plus 2. This is a kind of forbidden transition, being it is a spin forbidden, Laporte forbidden kind of transition observed in Mn plus 2 complex. Chromium H2O taken 6 plus 2, it is a kind of tetragonal elongation or compression. It is a kind of tetragonal compression is observed, right? So let us see which is the correct answer. And tetragonal elongation is observed. So these bonds get elongated, not compressed. Sorry. So tetragonal bond elongation is observed. Heme A, pi to pi star, third one mapped. So in option number 1, 2, and 4, third one is mapped. Water splitting enzyme oxobridged Mn4 cluster. So 1. So 2 with 1 is given in the same way for option number 1, 2, and 4. MnH2O taken 6 plus 2. Manganese DD transition is forbidden with 4. That is provided in option number 3. Option number 2, 3, and 4. These 3 are mapping, but only there is a possibility of second and fourth. And chromium H2O taken 6 plus 2, it is a kind of tetragonal elongation, so that option number 2 is satisfying all the statements. Option number 2 is satisfying all the statements. So for question number 84, option number 2 is the correct answer, right? Let us move on to question number 85. So this is a part of inorganic chemistry where isolobal analogy can be employed. According to isolobal analogy, the right set of fragments that might replace this is called cobalt tricarbonyl in CO4 CO taken 12 is. From this CO4 CO taken 12, polynuclear inorganic complex was taken. From this, one of the fragment we are picking up. What is that fragment? CO taken thrice. What we can say? cobalt tricarbonyl fragment was taken. This cobalt tricarbonyl fragment is mapped with other functional groups from main group elements by the process called isolobal analogy. Let us see what is meant by isolobal analogy. If total valency electron count of transition metal is taken as 18, if total electrons present in transition metals are 18, in accordance with isolobal analogy, total valency electrons of main group elements will be considered as 8. Then these two are said to be isolobal. 17 electrons of transition metal, 7 electrons of main group elements are isolobal. 16 with 6, 15 with 5, 14 with 4. So such kind of isolobal comparison will be there. Let us see which groups are exactly having same kind of total valency electrons like this cobalt tricarbonyl fragment. We are taking cobalt tricarbonyl fragment. In this cobalt, total cobalt valency electrons are 9, right? What is the electronic configuration? 4s2, 3d, 7. 7 plus 2, total 9 valency electrons will be there in the cobalt. And each carbonyl contribute 2 electrons. 2 into 3, it will be 6. 6 plus 9, 15 electrons. So, cobalt CO taken thrice will be 15 electron system. In accordance with isolobal energy, 15 electrons should be mapped with 5 electron system of main group. Right. Let us apply isolobal analogy here. Phosphorus. Phosphorus, being it is the family of nitrogen, right? So, how many valency electrons are there? Ns2, Np3. Ns2, Np3 are nothing but 2 plus 3, total 5 electrons are there. When 5 electrons are there, there is exactly isolobal analogy is applied. When we consider CH, carbon valency is 4 and one hydrogen is there, that hydrogen contribute 1, hydrogen valency is 1, carbon 4, 4 plus 1, it will become 5 electron system. So 14 with 5, again there is a exact match with this one. So here it is also isolobal with this CO taken thrice. Now let us move on to another complex. Being it is the transition metal, if 15 electrons given for cobalt tricarbonyl, here also we have to get again 15 because transition metal 15 should be isolobal, right? Nickel, how many electrons are present here? Ns2, Np, 8. So Ns2 Np8 denotes what? Total nitrogen valency electron count will be 10. And how many electrons contributed by C5H5? C5H5 denotes cyclopentadienyl anion and neta5 denotes it contributing 5 electrons. So that there is a 5 electron contribution by this neta5. So 10 plus 5, it will become 15 electrons, right? So 15 electrons. So phosphorus, CH, Ni, neta5, C5H5, all these are contributing this isoenergy with this CO taken thrice. Phosphorus, CH, Ni, neta5, C5H5. That's the reason why for question number 85, option number 2 is the correct answer. All 3 options are given in option number 2, right? Option number 2 is the correct answer for 85th question. Let us move on to 86. Again, it's a part of inorganic chemistry. According to Wade's rule, the correct structural type of cobalt neta5 C5H5, B4He8 and manganese neta2, B3He8 CO taken 4 are. Here, 2 different complexes are given. We have to predict closo, nido, arachno, hypo, calido kind of structures, right? So in order to predict that, we have certain formulas. Let us see what are the formulas. If the compound obeys N plus 2, that is said to be a closo. N plus 4 called N plus 6 called arachno. N plus 8 called hypo. N plus 10 is called calido, right? So let us see which molecule is obeying what kind of cluster structure. So first let us consider this cobalt. Cobalt neta5 C5H5 B4He8 was taken. Generally, cluster structure most predominantly given for boranes. So if any another functional group is there in that, we can simply convert them into borane system by isolobal analogy. By that process, we can predict very simply what is the structure present in the given compound. So let us see, cobalt being it is Ns2 Np 7 electron system, Total valency electron count will be 9. Next, neta 5. C5H5 again 5 electrons because neta denotes what? How many electrons contributed by that CP ligand. CP nothing but cyclopentadienyl anion C5H5. Neta 5 means 5 electrons. So cobalt giving 9, neta 5 giving 5. Total it will become how many? 14 electrons, right? These 14 electrons in accordance with isolobal, how much it will be? 4, right? 4 isolobal with 4. So single boron when taken, its count is taken as 5. If BH is taken, so hydrogen will compensate one of the charge upon this boron so that it will become 4. Then when BH2 was taken, more 2 hydrogens will compensate the charge on boron so that it will become 3. BH3 system given with 2, BH4 taken with 1. So here 14 electron isolobal with 4, right? For that purpose, what we have to pick from this? BH should be taken. This is isolobal analogy. Now, already we have B4H8 and the remaining part is 4. Remaining part is 4. 4 is nothing but BH. This BH is taken instead of this cobalt, neta 5, C5H5. Right? So this is in accordance with isolobal analogy. And the remaining part B4H8 by default it is present. Now entire term becomes B5H9. If B5H9 is there, how many borons are there? 5. Hydrogens are 5 plus 4. So here we can simply indicate N plus 4 kind of formula. If N plus 4 is applied, what is the kind of cluster? N plus 4 kind of cluster will be nido. Hence, for this cobalt cluster, cobalt structure, cobalt inorganic complex, we can assign Wade's rule, that is nido. Nido cluster is assigned for this. Right? This is purely based on isolobal analogy. Now let us move on to second compound. Manganese neta 2 B3H8CO taken, 4 was taken. Where manganese NH2 N-1 D5 system. That is nothing but 7 electrons, 7 valency electrons. Now neta 2 denotes what? Being it is the boron system, need not to count their electrons because we can apply isolobal analogy here. And here carbonyl group is there. How many carbonyls are there? 4. 4 into 2. Each carbonyl gives 2 electrons, right? 4 into 2, it will become 8. 7 plus 8, 15 electron system. But here the charge compensation and the manganese will be -2. Okay. In plus 2 state is there, that's why -2. 2 electrons will be discarded. So 13 electron system it is. For this 13 isolobal analogy, 3 electrons from main group. So for 3, what will be the group? For 3, BH2 can be applied. For 3, BH2 can be applied. So 3 electrons BH2 applied, so that BH2 and remaining group we have B3He8. So we are applying isolobal analogy. Manganese CO taken 4 can be replaced with BH2. Based on 13 can be mapped with 3 electrons. So BH2, B3He8. How many borons totally? B4. How many hydrogens? H10. So there is a possibility of Bn, Hn plus 6. Bn, Hn plus 6. If you are applying N plus 6 formula, what is the cluster? Arachno. So now it will be arachno cluster. Let us see the complex exists in nido, right? This is the type of nido structure. So nido is nothing but nest type of structure, right? So this is a kind of nido structure. Then this is said to be arachno cluster, which is given for manganese complex. So cobalt nido and this manganese arachno. This is not nido. This kind of arachno cluster. So nido and arachno given in the option number 2. For question number 86, option number 2 is the correct answer. Let us move on to question number 87. The correct geometry of rhodium 6 CO taken 15 minus 2 is, right? It is a kind of rhodium polynuclear compound. 6 metal atoms are there. How they bounded and what will be the geometry? So here, this rhodium polynuclear compound is represented in this manner. A, B, C. Here we have A. These two are B and these two are C. Here D atom are there. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All these 6 denotes what? 6 rhodium atoms present in the complex. And whatever terminal groups and bridging groups are present, all these are nothing but remaining carbonyl groups. So in this manner, this rhodium carbonyl nuclear compound will be existed, and this structure denotes what? This structure denotes trigonal prism. This is called as trigonal prism. Trigonal prism is given in the option number 3, right? For question number 87, option number 3 is the correct answer. Let us move on to question number 88. The final product of the reaction, arachnoborane B4H10 with NMe3R. Okay, so B4H10 is a kind of arachnoborane because B and H N plus 6 formula is employed, so that it is said to be arachno. And now it is treated with tertiary amine. Upon treating, what will be the product we have to predict? So here B4H10 is called tetraborane. Now it is treated with trimethylamine tertiary amine. So there is a possibility of this B4O10 will cleaved in a unsymmetrical manner. Unsymmetrical cleavage is nothing but, so B4 in that if you are cleaving B2, what happens? That becomes symmetric. Unsymmetric, only the possibility is one is B1 fragment, second is B3 fragment. Cleavage will be unequal, uneven, right? So B1 fragment is nothing but BH3 that binded with NMe3 in the addition manner. There is a product formed called BH3NMe. One more fragment is B3H7. So again it added to one more molecule of this tertiary amine, so that B3H7 NMe3 will be formed. If both the addition products are generated because there is a possibility of unsymmetrical cleavage in the molecule. So that is provided in option number 2. BH2NMe3 taken twice. No, BH3NMe3, B3H7NMe3. That is given in the option number 1. For question number 88, option number 1 is the correct answer. Let us move on to question number 89. It is a part of inorganic chemistry again. So these are the type of ferrocene molecules, metallocene molecules. Product A in the following reaction is taking cobalt, PMe3, CD3, cyclopentadienyl anion. This is treated with alkene. This is called ethene. Upon treating with ethene, what happens? 2 CD3 groups are removed and there is a substitution with this olefinic double bond, and one of the product will be CD3H. In the product, what is another product to depict? Among all the 4 options, which is the correct option, we have to depict. For that purpose, we have to see the mechanism. Here, this cobalt complex was taken. Around the cobalt, we have PMe3, trimethylphosphine, CD3, deuterated methane, methyl. Here also deuterated methyl, and this is called a cyclopentadienyl anion. This is treated with ethene. What happens? Ethene will be substituted with the trimethylphosphine. So that here we got olefinic linkage to this cobalt. Olefinic linkage to the cobalt is possible. Next, insertion. Always, whenever such a arrangement is there, this alkene having strong tendency to migrate this CD3 adjacent group, so that CD3 will be shifted from metal to carbon, so that there is a generation of one vacant site. One vacant site is generated from the center. Now we are going to perform beta hydrogen elimination. Beta hydrogen can be discarded, so that there is a possibility of saturated compound turned into unsaturated compound. So double bonded compound is generated. Now it is added with PMe3 called oxidative addition, and reductive elimination of CD3 group is possible, right? So here oxidative addition of PMe3 and reductive elimination of CD3 is possible. Now when that PMe3 group is added, it will be added in this manner. PMe3, already we have CH2 double bond CH2. One of the group eliminated is CD3H, because hydrogen from this center will be added to this one and finally turned into CD3H. Again, we will get one more vacant site here. And further, it is treated with another alkene. Alkene, that is ethene. Ethene will be added to this cobalt complex. Now, simply replace already existing CH2 double bond CHCD3 with this CH2 double bond CH2. So we got the final product CO, CH2 double bond CH2, PMe3, cyclopentadienyl anion, and one of the fragment detached is CH2 double bond CHCl. These two are the byproducts. CD3H already given within the question, but CH2 double bond CHCD3 is the another compound which we have to predict. That compound number A will be CH2CHCD3. That is provided in option number 3. For question number 89, option number 3 is the correct answer. Let us move on to question number 90. Again, it is the part of inorganic chemistry. The treatment of iron pentacarbonyl with 1,3 butadiene gives B. That shows two signals in proton NMR spectrum. Beyond treatment with hydrochloric acid yield C, which shows 4 signals in its proton NMR spectrum. The compound C is. What is the final compound we have to predict? Right? Let us see the mechanism. This is iron pentacarbonyl. Around the iron, we have 5 carbonyl groups. It is added with 1,3 butadiene. Being it is the bidentate ligand, there is a possibility of such a kind of linkage with iron, and we can replace 2 carbonyl groups because each carbonyl contributes 2 electrons. So here 2 double bonds are there, so that here 2 carbonyls can be replaced with this 1,3 butadiene. There is a formation of chelate ring. Chelation is possible, and 2 carbonyls will be replaced, so that we will get tricarbonyl compound. So this is compound A. How many signals are possible? These 2 hydrogens are identical. These 2 hydrogens are identical. So the 2 peaks are possible in proton NMR spectrum. It will give 2 peaks because these are identical. These are identical hydrogens. Now it is treated with HCl. Hydrochloric acid will be added. When hydrochloric acid will be added, there is a possibility of such a resonance structure. So this 3-center 2 electron system will be there, and here one of the methyl, this will not participate in any bond addition. So that here this will be resonance stabilized kind of structure will be obtained. This hydrogen is different environment, this hydrogen different environment, this hydrogen different environment, these 3 hydrogens also one set of different environment. So that 1, 2, 3, 4 hydrogens present on 4 carbons are individual and non-equal. Hence we can say 4 set of signals will be possible in proton NMR spectrum. That will be clearly depicts this is the formed product upon treating with HCl. So this is the compound number C, what we are expecting. So that is given in which option? Option number 1, 2 are the intermediate compounds what we are getting. Here we have CO. Here chloro group should be substituted. Chloro group should be substituted in the axial position. So not hydrogen, right? So option number 2 is the correct answer for question number 90. By this, this entire series 2 got completed. We completed all 10 questions. Hope it will be very much helpful for you. Thank you very much for your patience listening. Thank you one and all.